Guild Boss 4 after the changes. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. This is week 2. We are on Guild Boss 4, and I'm showing you guys all the things that you need to see to have a good comparison of what the boss is like before the changes and after the changes. I posted the video previously before the update, and you guys got to see after 3 attacks as a tank, I did 33,000 damage, which is really bad. I think I did better last week than this week, and it kind of shows you the variability of if your team just gets exploded in the first attack. So let's show you the updates. And again, if you missed it in the 10 different videos that talked about it, they have reduced the attack all skill by 35%, and they've reduced the base damage by 5% on the boss, and they've removed the shield skill. There are 2 shield skills. I don't know if they removed both. We're going to find that out in a second. But what else is there to show? I think that's pretty much it. So let us jump in. For reference, last week my guild took 15% of health off the boss. My calculations this week, based on where we are, I think we'll get the boss down to 70%. It's possible to go a little bit further because our guys have upgraded their stuff, but I'm expecting to get the boss to 70%. So let's see what it feels like. There should be an attack front 2 skill in here. So I think this skill is going to be hard. I think if they take out a 4 SP skill, I'm assuming they're going to replace it with another 4 SP skill. So it's going to hit pretty hard. I'm actually going to put a tank in here just because, and I'm going to leave. I hate taking full final mech out. He's such a good boy. But let's put in Azure to take some hits. So we've got Azure in the second spot as a tank because there is attack front 2 now. We've got Pioneer in there because Pioneer does heal all, full armor mech, heals single target, and then Deity, I recently +3'd him, so let's put him in. Also, he's got a 1 SP attack closest, which is really good. Attack strongest is the best in slot attack that you can get against a single enemy. Attack closest, I believe, is after that. I think furthest is pretty close, but whatever. That's not what this video is about. My gear is pretty much the same. I don't really think I've changed anything, so let's get it. Here we go, fellas. So I'm going to start off. I'm actually going to do some manual just to kind of feel out the boss's attacks. That looked like an attack 2 random skill that already existed, so that's not new. We did get a little reflect going in there, and I think that was another attack 2 random. Boss has full SP. I don't really know how he got full SP. It happened so fast. But there we go. The trash is pretty much a non-factor here. I almost wish they would do something more interesting with the trash mobs, the accompanying guys here, but we can save that conversation for another date. There we go. Look at me. I kind of, so somebody died. I kind of don't like that when you take damage and you have shielding on, it puts 0 damage above your head. I still think they should see what they did. And here, I guess I'm just gonna heal. Pioneer got taken out. He is way super low. Keep in mind that full armor mech has 700 stamina, so if he's getting chomped, you're going to want to bring some high stamina guys to the battle. Let's put the shielding skill on. I don't know if the crash has been fixed, but sometimes the autopilot, the button will be there, not autopilot, the button will be there to use a class skill twice that you should not use, and if you click that skill, it does crash you out. So that's being looked at. The devs are aware of it, and hopefully we'll be seeing it fixed pretty soon. Well, I might have completely missed it, but I don't see the boss getting any shielding, right? Have we not seen it? I could have totally missed it because I'm kind of focusing on my skills as my team is just getting completely melted. Let me check to see if we can use a potion. We couldn't use it last week. I don't think we should be able to use it this week, but you know, if you don't check things, then you don't know. Nope, can't use it, and that's correct as it should be. I'm getting a lot of reflex in here, and I only have 5% reflex, so that's kind of cool to see. I do think my end game build is going to have a lot of reflect in it, and it's going to make it a lot more, I don't know, a better damage output. that was the Enrage. So we did make it to Enrage. I've done some testing where I felt like deflect damage was on the damage meter. I've done some testing where I feel like it's not on the damage meter. Here, I would expect that all that damage I did was from the reflect meter. And I did not notice any self-shielding of the boss, so maybe both of those skills are removed. But the next attack, I'll pay more attention to the boss there. But there you can see, keep in mind that Pioneer got killed in like the second round, so he didn't do anything. And then Full Armor Mech was throwing some heals. But Deity, he's a good boy. I like the 1 SP attack closest. He's relatively easy to make if we get those epic catchers coming in. I'm hesitating to officially recommend you guys do any Devours. Let's wait and see what happens with the augments. Devours could be the most important thing, or it could just be something to do as we progress and we get our gear all capped up. But what else can I show you guys while we are waiting on the boss reset timer? So the auction thing went through. One of our boys got a set piece. I'm gonna see if I can find him. Hopefully they are wearing it, but they might have to wait. Hey, fully upgraded from the get-go. I like it. So 9 lives is going for a healer/healer hybrid build, and so that's why he's going for it right now. He is wearing the molecular cutter, which I don't think has any healing skills, but just kind of, we got our guys swapping around, wearing different stuff. Not a big deal. 5% damage reduction. I still think that this should be changed for healer stats, but let's wait and see the full picture before we make official recommendations. And we shall see. But hey, tons of total stats here. Let me add it up because I got 2 more minutes to kill before we can jump back in the boss. So 409 plus 141 plus 188. This will give you 738 total stats. Keep in mind that the total stats actually vary a little bit, so I think the average might be like 750, because you can get, it varies a little bit. I don't really like the RNG, the TS varying, but whatever. So you're getting around 750, and I believe it costs 70 nuggets to max this thing. So somewhere between 60 and 80 nuggets. I think it was 70 nuggets, but that information comes from 9 lives, and 9 lives is not reliable. But anyway, so there's the stats. Of course, you can re-roll the stats. The damage reduction bonus is going to stick around. You can't change that. And look at it. It's kind of interesting. I'm very, very surprised that they chose to put a item bonus on the set piece instead of putting all of the item bonus in the set bonuses. That's interesting. It's interesting. It's not good or bad. It's just interesting. So we shall see how that works out. At this moment, we still don't know if hit point regen is functional in game. So keep your heads up and listen to the channel for updates on that. Let's check and see what the boss timer is. What I could do is I could show you guys some other loot on other players that have it that I know of right now. Why am I clicking all this? Let's go back. Click guild boss. We are ready to go. Let's jump into the second battle. What should I change? What could I change? Pioneer got rocked so quickly, and I didn't really see a lot of the attack all skills, so I'm just going to put Pharaoh when he's got more stamina, and I'd love to keep Deity in, but he's probably going to get rocked. Do I have another option? I really don't. Generation kill. He's too slow, but I finally got one of these after doing raids for a very long time. Okay, let's get it back in there. And let's do Deity again, because that's our boy. Taking a look at the team, everything looks pretty good. All right. So, hopefully we do a little bit better. Didn't check my total damage after that fight, but I'll subtract my 33,000 from yesterday, and then I'll subtract that from whatever damage I do today, and then we'll get a little average and see. I'm not expecting too much, especially when you get hit like that. Goodness gracious. Now keep in mind, if the boss is not self-shielding, that means the boss is going to be doing more attacks. So you're going to be taking a lot more damage. You're going to feel that. I don't even know if it's worth healing. It's probably not. I should probably just go full DPS next time. And I don't really know if I'm feeling enough value from the second tank, or if I just want to put in all DPS guys, get a hit or two before my team gets rocked. But I guess what's really happening here is I'm just testing out my tank build is what it comes down to. So let me know what you guys think. I'm not necessarily going to make any monster minion changes as far as what I'm targeting. I'm probably just going to stay the course and see what happens. Keep in mind that more guild bosses are going to come out. They're already kind of talking about Guild Boss 5 which could be a collection of guild bosses, and then you'll use your guild team to fight them, which is pretty cool. It's possible, this is not definite, but it's possible that you could be formulating a team kind of like GVG. So if I jump in there, it's going to make me fight, and I don't want to do that just yet. But where you make like 3 teams of 3 teams of 5, something like that. Keep in mind, all these are fluid ideas, and it could change. But I think that'd be really cool. That way, one, you get to do guild boss with your guildies. I think there's definitely value in doing guild boss with your monsters. I think there's definitely value in doing guild boss with your guildies. I think that's cool to have that variety there. And then also, if it's not just one battle, if there's only one team that fights against the guild boss, then you're just going to use the top 5 players in your guild, or the top 4 plus you, and that's okay. But if they make it more like GVG, whether you have to field 3 different teams or however many different teams, then there's going to be more pressure on other guildies to really get their gear up and compete, and you're going to see more variety there, and you have to kind of think, okay, you have to really think about who is what role. So right now, if you have just one tank in the guild, you put them in the front and you just fill the rest. But if you have 3 different teams, okay, you need a tank in each team, but asking for 3 tanks in a 20 to 30 man guild is not unreasonable. And if you need or want a healer, fielding 3 healers per guild, that's not unreasonable as well. So we'll see what the numbers end up, but these are all spitballing ideas, and it's very exciting to see all this content added into the game. So hopefully I've stalled enough and we can jump into, we need 2 more minutes. Let's talk about some gear here. Let's take a look. A pistol, I don't know. There are some talents for tank in Kung Fu that you need to wear a shield. So we're going to Guild Boss 3. Is this a shield? Yes, it is. So that's cool. That if you're a Kung Fu tank and you do that talent, I actually don't recommend that talent. But if you do the shield talent, you get some block, then this will work for you. If you are a Kung Fu healer, I guess I'll go back to the same window, the communicator won't be listed, and I guess I could show those talents. So let's go on back. I think the 3-minute boss lockout window is a little bit long, but probably nobody cares unless they're filming videos like I am. But let's go here. So under the weapon class talent tree, there's a shield one. So when using a shield as an offhand, you gain block. This goes up to 10%. So pros and cons of this: other classes can get a talent that is 10% block without any sort of prerequisite. So for this talent to be valid, to be worthy, it should give more than 10 block. It should give either 15% block or 20% block or something like that. As it is, I don't recommend it now. My other argument is that they have tank talents spread against all 3 talent lines. I think tank talents should be focused into 2 lines, DPS talents focused into 2 lines, support talents focused into 2 lines, not spread amongst 3, and that would give you more build variety. Because also, this is in the 3rd column, so you already have to go deep in here to get this. And so let's say I'm a tank and I want to get block, and I'm wearing a block offhand. My first 2 picks are damage. My next is just a chance to get SP. That's okay. There's not a lot of tank options here, and you just have this random shield block skill in the middle of the tree. So either move this talent to the 1st row, and then you'd have to consider it. I still don't think it would work with the builds that I have listed, because they're a higher priority anyways, but it would make it more attractive. Honestly, I think they just want it here because it's weapon and the line says weapon, but I would move this. I would move this. But anyways, the other talent in question is dual holder. So you get crit, goes up to 10% when using swords, katana, lightsaber, blah, 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 in the main hand, as well as offhand. And I'm not sure if it's clarified if you have one of these weapons in the main and in the offhand, are you getting 20 total crit, or are you getting 10% crit? You could test that. If you had 80% crit and then you got this, if you crit every single time, then that would say you're getting 20% from this. So you could test that if somebody wants to. And that's pretty much the only way to test this. But it's a cool talent. It's a cool idea. I think it's interesting that they have some talents that go for certain damage types and some talents that go for certain weapons. However, the reason why we're staring here talking about this is because if you're a healer and you're running this, and the healer set offhand is not one of these guys listed here, you've got a really difficult choice. Do you take this talent off and try to get something else? Or do you not use the healer offhand, or what do you do? So it doesn't quite feel good. It doesn't kind of fit. But, there's more things added to the game all the time. And so maybe there will be an item that will be better or whatever. Let's jump back. Guild Boss. Last attack. When we're moving it. Let's see where we're at so far. Remember, we started at 33k. We've now added a good amount. Let's do one more attack, and then I'll math it out, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to take out the tank in the second spot. Let's see if that has any impact whatsoever. I still think Pioneer's just going to get murked in the face. I think they're all going to just die, to be honest with you. Let's take Pharaoh out. I'm going to do just damage. I'm just going to try to get as much hits in before I get deleted. And then do I take full armor mech out? And do I put in swordsman? I'm just going to do it just because. This is the kamikaze team. Basically do as much damage, die, and then my tank is just going to go to the end. Good enough. My team compositions are not optimal, let's just put it that way. But I think if there was redirect added in the game, that would change. So how much damage can do? Also, I'm very curious if the damage to the minions is added into the boss. You could try to add it up by hand and see, but or you could see if your damage at the end of the end screen, you could see if that equals the same damage that you did to the boss. There might be rounding errors there. So yeah, whole team's dead. Yeah, I still think that if the AoE skill was tuned down, like 35% damage decrease on the AoE skill, but if it crits, I still think it's going to take out most teams. Now, keep in mind that I've got 3,000 total stats, and I'm really under-geared for this fight if you think in terms of total stats. This is the highest, most difficult content in the entire game right now. So I'm fighting it with half epic gear. And if my total stats were higher, then all my minions would have more health. So keep that in mind with the balance of what we're seeing here. And I guess that was the Enrage. So there's the damage percent. We did basically nothing. So I think having the tank in there might have some value. If you're running healers, I don't know if you want to use the healing skills, honestly. Because the reason why I didn't heal in the last round, the one before this, is because if I would heal somebody and they would still get killed in one attack, then there's no point in healing them, But you guys be the judge of that. So this was probably my worst one out of all of it. But a lot of RNG. So anyways, we're going to go to the damage table. We're going to add it all up. Let me show my gear one more time. So I've still got 1, 2, 3. Half my gear is epic items. My mythic wings are missing +1, so that's like 70 or 80. My helmet is missing +1, so that's another 80. I should be around 3.5 thousand total stats, I think, or 3.7, something like that. So keep in mind, we're fighting the highest content in the game without even being full legendary. So just keep that as a reference. I mean, if I get the tank offhand, for example, I'm going to jump up a couple hundred total stats just with one piece. So keep that in mind. I think as soon as everybody gets geared up, this boss is just going to get chewed up pretty easily. And where are we? Let's go to guild. Let's go to damage. Those are my 3 attacks. And where are we at the moment? Okay. So we almost did 100k. We did like 90k, but let's just do the math because numbers. So that, and then by 3. So we did just over 30k per attack as a tank. So 30k, and then if you go up here and see these boys, I don't know if these guys have attacked 3 times or 6 times. I think Vashir was doing like 300k per attack, but there's a lot of RNG in that. Depends. If your team gets AoE crit, they're still gonna die. So it's improved. There are improvements here. The shielding is gone. I think it's going to help people put up numbers. Again, my prediction is that my guild will get it down to like 70%, maybe 65% if we get really motivated in there because we have more days in the week. But anyways, all right. That is the new updated Guild Boss 4. I'll keep you updated with the progress and changes and announcements and all that. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.